Okay, so everyone's just going to get killed off, and then we'll get this game started.
Okay, I will just have to enter the names into Arena Live. 1 second.
Please tell me once you've done that, and we'll get started.
Yes.
I just guess we're unstuffed. Oh no, he's unstuffed already. Great. Oh, they're not killing Dotto?
Okay, I got everything. We can go.
Okay, so we'll get the game started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we see this monk hunter rushing out. Hunter's going to try and get the flare down. Mass stealth comes out from his team though. They are going to dodge that flare though. Warlock does get silent shot on the gateway, so they're unable to get that. So not in a great spot right now. Warlock's kind of on his own. Shaman it looks like he's going to be coming out soon to get some heals on him. No gateway available though. Opens up onto the hunter. The monk does come in. Gets a fist of justice from the paladin onto the rogue, and they are going to be straight onto him. There's the denouncer, there's a trap onto the pet takes that, so that's going to be great for this RLS. Rogue taking quite a lot of damage though. Looks like they're going to be wanting to go on to no one actually. The rogue just steps away back to his own pillar, trying to drag them behind. Looks like they still want to go on this rogue, but this hunter's just taking a lot of damage. This warlock's taking a lot of damage. So they are going to be on the rogue now. There's the denouncers coming out from the paladin. Full dots onto the hunter. Fist of fury out from the monk. Hitting both the warlock on his dark soul and the rogue, so both of them in a lot of trouble. Out comes the Howler Terror onto the DPS. Fear on the paladin as well, so great play from them.
Yeah,
Shadow Dance
on the hunter is eating a lot of damage, but now comes the
ring of peace and deterrence. Hunter's still low though. Blanket on the paladin would have maybe got the kill there, but unable to get that. So they switch damage onto the monk. There's the kidney shot onto him. No UA up on him just yet though, so nothing too big. Huge damage out onto the rogue though. Power shot there did actually bug. The rogue does step back and then takes the gateway over to the other side. Not sure if he meant to do that because he then got Fist of Justice over there. Has to PvP trying to get out of that. In quite a bad spot right now. Does go onto the hunter. Might see. There's the Howler Terror from the warlock, and he does look like he gets the fear onto the paladin. Full fear on the pally right now. That looks like they're going to set up onto this hunter. Does get put into a sheep trap. Might see a smoke bomb come out. There it is. Rogue using all his cooldowns here. Hunter does trinket out of that. Disengages out. Gets a bop as well. There's the aura mastery from the paladin. As the warlock taking a huge amount of damage from the monk. No Earth Shield available. Sacrificial Pack does come out. Looks like he's going to get the portal away. There it is. Looks like he's going to be alright. Shane's going to be able to pick him up.
I think the monk team used too many defensive cooldowns on that switch on the hunter. They used Trinket, Bob, Aura Mastery, and...
Yeah, it was a great spot from them. There comes the trap. Gets eaten by the rogue, though. Rogue then going to try and connect to the hunter. Warlock's still in a bit of trouble. Shaman uses Ascendance to pick his team up. Going to be able to pick him up. There's the Ring of Peace again from that monk, as he does get...
And Stampede is out.
Yeah, double fear out onto the DPS from that Howler Terror. There's the full fear on the paladin. Huge swap onto this monk. This hunter is in cheap shot, and another cheap shot. Paladin did bubble out that guardian as well. The warlock actually spell locked into that bubble though, so not too great for him there. But they still had a huge amount of damage onto that hunter, and that's the bubble down as well now. So this next swap on the hunter could be key. There's looks like they still want to connect on this warlock. Huge amount of damage onto him. Fist of Fury does come out, gets a triple stun on the entire team. Warlock's in a huge amount of trouble right now. Needs to see something come out of him. There's the Dark Regen Healthstone. Probably going to be alright. That was NS as well though. The Paladin does dispel a UA there. And this team's going to now be on the rogue. Rogue's taking a huge amount of damage. Does try and get back to his pillar. Just to force this hunter in.
Put every wish.
Yeah, there was a trap onto the Shaman there. The rogue does eat that trap. Web stun on the Shaman following it up. Healing Stream does come out, so he's probably going to be fine. They need to connect on this hunter again. Out comes a power shot. This lance is going to be huge. Huge damage onto the warlock on his Dark Soul right now. This is his Dark Soul actually. So then out comes the Hex onto the monk. Monk has to sit there. No dispel available on his team. Huge damage out onto the hunter from these dots right now. They are Dark Soul dots. Paladin at sort of 100k mana gets put into a full fear. This rogue can connect. This hunter's going to be in a lot of trouble, but warlock's too low. Rogue does go to sap off the fear. Doesn't actually get the sap, but gets put into a blanket instead. Then Rogue trapped on the other side of the map. Could be swapped to right now. Not in a great position. Shaman and Warlock just on their own right now. Hunter does go in. Goes for the scatter trap, but he's raining this. Gets the full trap on the Shaman. Shaman has to sit in that. Warlock looks like he's going to be fine though. Does look like he's ready to gateway away at any time. Not really got any cooldowns up at the moment though, so could be in trouble still. Shaman out of CC right now. Does get put into a Fist of Fury stun though. So there's the Spirit Link from the team, and this should be alright.
Stunned off the Fist of Fury. So
Yeah, Grounding Totem is down, so no trap available just yet. The Rogue in a lot of trouble right now, though. They really do need to set up on that Hunter, though. Not too much happening with that. Shaman ooming, Paladin ooming. They need to end this game quickly, because if they keep this up, They're going to lose. Hunter pushed in though. Out comes a kidney shot onto him. There's a huge amount of damage. There's a second bop out onto the Hunter. No more bops available for this Paladin, so if they can just keep this pressure on the Hunter, then they're going to be fine. They really need to get some CC on the Paladin though, and the Monk. Monk does Fist of Fury, the Rogue. Rogue taking a huge amount. Sorry, the Warlock. Warlock takes a huge amount of damage. Just pulls it away. Paralysis onto the Rogue. Monk pushes in. There's the heal from the Shaman. Going to top the Warlock off. He's going to be alright for now. Rogue though, still trying to connect to the Shaman. Does now pull
really
back
hurting on mana.
Both healers hurting on mana now. There's a scatter shot onto the Shaman. Might see a trap for Rogue, incredible low. There's a full trap on the Shaman. We're not sure what the Rogue's got available. He does have Cloak up right now. He's got Feint as well. Looks like he's just going to try and kite in line of sight. Full fear onto the Hunter though. Able to keep him away. There's a touch of karma onto the Rogue. He does use a smoke bomb though on that. And might have been a waste of smoke bomb. The Hunter was still CC'd at the time, so that might punish them. Paladin did go for a little bit of a drink there. Didn't get too much from it though. Huge pressure onto the Warlock. Shaman put into a web stun. Looks like he's then Fist of Fury on top of that as well. So they are all using the gateway across. Looks like they're going to be okay for now though. Monk rolls across the map, portals into them, so he's going to be keeping that pressure. AoE stealth out from the Rogue again though. Does get broken though as he opens up onto the Monk. And the Monk no longer has any dots on him. Looks like they're connecting back onto the Hunter though, taking quite a bit of damage. Paladin into a full Hex now, full kidney on the Hunter as well. Could be in trouble. Disarm comes out onto the Rogue. No follow-up CC from that Hex though. Rogue looking to pull back a little bit as he's quite low. Warlock does push in and get a fear on the Paladin. Huge pressure out onto the Hunter now though. There is a sacrifice on him. They're putting out damage onto the Warlock. The Rogue looks like he's going to go for a sap off the fear. Can he get it? Unable to get that. Does get flared out as well. Great flare. Deterrence used by the Hunter there though. Was a sack on that as well. Half fear onto the Paladin. No real CC up after that. Hex would still be on cooldown. DR on fair. Blanket CS though. Monk's a huge amount of trouble, and he does go down. Wow, great blanket CS and a great swap onto that Monk by them. Monk had already used Touch of Karma offensively to try and kill that Rogue. And
by the way, they dispelled the sacrifice. So this was why the damage was coming like that.
Yeah. And he had already used Touch of Karma offensively to try and kill the Rogue earlier. So that was actually unavailable to him as well. Great play from that RLS there, though. So what do you think the Monk and Hunter need to do a little bit differently? Because, I mean, they definitely had the pressure that game. And
they can land the traps, for example. I think more than 50% of the traps were eaten by the Rogue. So
yeah, that's
they
really
managed
good. I mean,
to land them.
They need to work on their cross CC. I mean, they need to have the Rogue stunned or something, or not having Shadow Step or Sprint available to get to that trap. Because at the moment, if they got more of those traps, that Warlock would have died up, 10 out of 10 times, but it just wasn't happening for them.
So it seems you're right. So if it's going to you based on your guess, next match is for the Monk team and final match.
Yeah, I think if they choose a smaller map, then they might be able to. Well, they're not going to be able to stop. They did get the gateway up in that game. It's really good because it meant they could get away. But if they can prevent that more times, then that's going to definitely hurt the.
Yeah, but
RLS.
Which map is actually really smaller right now? Ruins is like the best map for Portal because it's so strong.
Ruins you can get it 100% of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think something like Dalaran, they might be able to stop it.
Dalaran explosive trap.
I think they have actually chosen Dalaran, yeah. So they're going to see this come into play. The knockoff should help them out a lot because it means they can split the team up. They can put them in under a lot of pressure. For instance, if they can knock the Shaman and the Rogue to other sides, and that Warlock's going to be on his own, they can choose to go on anyone in that really then. Not really surprising that the RLS weren't able to set up any Paladin swaps like they were before, though. Obviously, with the Cleave team, it's a little bit different to a Caster Cleave, just because the Cleave team's much more in their face, able to shut them down. What do you think the RLS are going to do on this map? Do you think they're going to do anything different, or do you think the Hunter should just be the main target?
I think, probably the Hunter. Hunter's the best choice, I think, here, because if you, or I think, not entirely sure. I think I would go on the Hunter.
I think the Hunter, but the problem is the Hunter, if he roots the Rogue when he disengages and they can stun the Warlock, they can get a full trap on that Shaman, and that's just that'll be a game changer for them. I think everyone's ready anyway, so we are going to get this countdown started. So if we start the aim in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so there's the mass stealth out from them straight away. It looks like they do want to get this gateway. They are covering the wall. Does get silent shot, but he gets the gateway up anyway, so that's going to be great for them. Does get a sap on cheap shot onto the monk. They open onto him with a sap on the paladin into a capacitor. They are swapping to the paladin now, but oh no, they do then go back onto the monk. There was a capacitor stun on the pally into a full hex. Great CC on this pally.
But he keeps his trinket. He keeps his trinket.
Does hold his trinket for that, so that's going to help them a lot. There's a paralysis onto the rogue right now. Looks like they're going for huge pressure onto
and a full trap on the Shaman.
Full trap onto the Shaman. Might need to trinket that. Warlock's in a lot of trouble. Warlock does need to use a health stone here, most likely. Does get a soul burn up. Does get dots on the we see an unending resolve come out from him now. Maybe a little bit too late though. Might need to use another cooldown. Gets a full fear onto the Paladin, interrupting that heal. Paladin's going to have to sit that. Great chance to get some pressure. If the rogue can just get to a target right now, he's going to try and sap off. Gets the sap off the fear. Opens onto the monk. Monk's in a lot of trouble right now. Monk then gets capacitor totem sure. Does get the touch calm off the rogue. They need to leave him alone. Full trap on the Shaman again though, so that could put the team in a lot of trouble. Does break out that. I'm not sure if that was a trinket or not. Paladin has used his Guardian now though. There's a gouge onto the Hunter there, and it looks like the monk is going to be their main target, although they do just blind him. They might want to swap onto the Paladin because he pushed him, but they leave it. Looks like they're going to be going onto the Hunter. The Rogue's now in a full paralysis. They're on the Warlock here doing quite a lot of damage. No trap available just yet though. The Hunter does get put into a full kidney shot, and it looks like they do want to go on the monk, just trying to cut it back. They go for the eat on the trap, and the Warlock does manage to eat that trap, so great job by them shutting that down. They need to get some more CC on this Paladin though with the damage out, because at the moment this team's just getting more and more pressure and they're just not really doing too much. There's the explosive trap knocking them apart. Out comes the Ring of Peace. Sacrificial Pact down, Health Stone out from the lock now. So he should be alright for now. Ascendance as well though, so might have used a little bit too many cooldowns here. There's a dance onto the... Sorry, there was a kidney onto the Hunter there. And the Rogue did get disarmed on that. No, might see the Paladin feared here, but no, does manage to sound. Gets the blinding light onto the Shaman and the Rogue here. It does break on the Shaman though.
And Scatter and full trap again.
Does get trinketed. Might need to see a Spirit Link. There's the Spirit Link. Rogue's not in it though, so there he is, finally in there. Able to get that down now. Healing Stream is up though, so that's going to help out a lot. Now, we do see this Warlock in a lot of trouble. There's a full stun on the Monk into a bomb, but he does get out of that. Blanket onto the Paladin. Paralysis on the Rogue. Capacitor onto the Paladin, but he does dodge out of that. Warlock's in a huge amount of trouble though, down 70k health. 50k and he is going to go down.
He goes down.
So yeah, I think this was definitely the way it was going to go. Is their choice of map. I think this map's probably the best map they have because they aren't really able to CC that Paladin that much. But the Hunter team's able to play very sort of in their face and, you know, really shut down their pressure. I think we'll see the RLS choose something like Tolvir maybe this time.
Or Ruins. Ruins is actually pretty good with a Warlock with the guaranteed portal. And
that's
a really
true,
good
but
portal.
I think because Tolvir is a bigger map, it means they can kite a little bit more, and I think that's going to be what's beneficial for them most. With Ruins, they might sort of get a bit hurt by the tomb in the middle, especially if they're playing at the back. Just seeing what map the RLS want now, then we'll get this queued up.
Nakrand, they can't.
Yeah. Yeah, Tolvir.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you were right.
Yeah, they really like this large map. I mean, this was the game we saw them come back against the. So yeah, I think the bigger maps are definitely more beneficial for them. Means they're going to be. It means it's a lot easier for them to actually sap off a fear as well. We saw the Rogue go for it a couple of times, but the Hunter flares him out each time. He did get it in that game, He did get flared out as well, so much less chance of that happening on a bigger map as well. So I think that's going to be quite a big advantage for them.
So let's see if look for any talent choices. Okay, Akasuichi switched back to Paralytic Poison. He had Prey on the Weak in the last match. And I think it's better because it's way better to shut the enemies down.
Yeah, definitely.
To increase their crowd control. So.
The add-on that's being used is Arena Live. For those for personal asked in chat.
Wait, what did you say?
The add-on that's being used to stream this is Arena Live, I think.
Yeah, it's Arena Live by Vatrak.
Okay, so that is everyone dead, so once everyone's back in the start room, just let them get full mana, just use just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to get this countdown started, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the mass stuff comes out straight away. Looks like then we're going to be going for the gateway at the portal, so full sap onto the hunter right now, no flare, get him out. The pet did target the rogue, but they do get the gateway in a really good spot for them, so that's going to be really important.
Good option.
Yeah, rogue's able to get the sap on who he wants. Sap's the monk for now, but it looks like he's wanting to sap the paladin, I think. They get full dots up onto the monk, so no sap going to be available on the paladin by the looks of it. Might be going for a sap on the hunter, but the hunter is out as well now. Rogue's still in stealth, so just kind of a little bit sparring, not really too much happening right now. The rogue does push out now. Looks like the monk's going to be his target, does put him into a cheap shot as the warlock ports away, so they're going to be putting a lot of damage into him, as the paladin's got a UA dispel as well, so quite a lot of pressure onto him. Looks like the rogue wants to target the hunter now, though. Is throwing, does get the kidney on him. The hunter does BM out of that. They're putting a lot of pressure. Out comes the trap. Is it going to land? Does get eaten by the look of it. Web stun follows up onto the shaman, and not really a huge amount of damage out onto the warlock right now. Does have to use Sacrificial Pact. NS as well from the shaman. Might be a little bit of an overlap there. Blinding light onto the rogue, though, so he's unable to peel right now. They're just trying to line sight the hunter at the moment, but the rogue's been shut out of the game for quite a while, so he's finally connecting to the hunter
he's
again.
Dancing now.
Puts a dance onto him. Out comes the ring of peace from the monk. Does run, gets that disarm on the rogue. The rogue's now webbed, does break out of that, and looks like they're trying to get the pressure put onto the monk hunter team now. Looks like they're swapping it over to the monk. Monk's
they get the paladin's trinket.
The monk's at full kidney there. The paladin did trinket. Paladin's also used his wings now, so he's not going to have that cooldown available. Does get a sack on the monk as well, so swapping to the hunter now would be great. Rogue looking to get back onto him. Does disengage in. Rogue did trinket that as well. I believe it was a Fist of Justice he trinketed. Does get put into paralysis now. Guardian out from the paladin, and paladin beating the shaman for mana right now. Rogue does choose to go on the paladin though. Interesting choice. There's a double fear on the DPS, so a huge amount of pressure onto this paladin right now.
And his bubble's forced, yeah.
Yeah, they do actually force his bubble there. Bugged out for me. I can't actually see the. Can you? All right, they're back now. So power shot coming out from the hunter could be a huge amount of damage right now. Does actually.
And that's the trap land. That's the trap land. No, again, he missed the trap again.
Yeah, Grounding Totem is down. I'm not really going to do too much now, though. Aura Mastery, the silencing shot there as well. Paralysis onto the monk. Great play from the Shaman with that Aura Mastery, but Shaman's mana's hurting really badly. The Paladin's still fine. They can get a swap onto this Paladin again soon, though, with the double howl and the swap on him. Looks like it might be coming now. There's the cheap shot. There's the bomb. Rogue going to go on his own. No dots up just yet. Looks like they're coming in now. And this is where this is kind of the game for them. Rogue does come and get peeled now. Monk is on him. Paladin looks like he's going to be away for now. They do swap on over to the hunter, and the warlock's just kind of getting soloed by the monk right now. The shaman unable to catch up. Shaman just entirely really. He's down to 20k mana. Paladin's still at 200. So not really a great game from this RLS right now. Really struggling for mana. Trying to line a sight Paladin just so you can avoid that CC while the rogue sits in a group. Looks like the rogue's going to try and go to the pillar as well now. Does get put into a paralysis. The hunter does break that. It lands the power shot, and that's a huge amount of damage. I think Sorreless really needs to put a lot more pressure onto the DPS because the Paladin's having quite an easy game so far. All three of them do gateway away, but that does mean the Fist of Fury hits all three of them. Monks, the Warlock's in a lot of trouble right now. Might need to see a Spirit Link. The Unending Resolve was used there. He does drain life. He turtles away now, but
and the Trinket by the Shin.
Trinket. There's the NS. There's the Silent Transmission. Needs to get in range for Link, but not sure he's going to be able to. There's the Scatter.
Readiness Scatter. And he goes down. Okay, this means that
you were right.
I was right. Flavor of the Month setup is leading now 3-0, and Plastikcleave is still in the second place with 2 points. And let me just check the brackets. What still coming up? Bracket isn't updated yet. Will happen any second now. And I'm waiting to get info which teams will be playing next.